I think it's pretty safe to say that the future of the Star Wars franchise seems to be quite expansive, not just with their books, novels, comics, and video games, but also let's not forget about the fact that they will be introducing a series of live-action TV shows on Disney+, and of course the fourth Star Wars trilogy, also known as the new Star Wars trilogy of films by Disney and Lucasfilm. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the one exciting aspect of Star Wars right now is the fact that Kathleen Kennedy is no longer in creative control over a majority of the new Star Wars books, comics, novels, video games, TV shows, and movies, right? And that to me just says that we're going to have more authentic stories to come in the near future. And when we look at everything here, we got Jon Favreau, we got Dave Filoni, we got George Lucas, and we've even got Steven Spielberg to an extent working on this new Star Wars universe, and several other people that are being hired by Lucasfilm to really take Star Wars in a better direction, right? After all, that's exactly what Disney wants. They want to really introduce a better take on Star Wars. They want to really give us a better version of Star Wars pre-Disney Star Wars era. You know, when Disney took over Lucasfilm back in 2012, there were a lot of promises made by Kathleen Kennedy to really respect the characters, and obviously she did not. And when we look at everything related to George Lucas, that's exactly what he's trying to reverse. He's really trying to actually respect the characters now. He's really trying to do what should have been done in the very beginning. So, with that being said, of course, what's really intriguing all has to do with the character of Rey Skywalker, Steven Spielberg, and more. With both Disney and Lucasfilm trying their best to reunite the Star Wars fans around the world, it's explained that Bob Iger and Bob Chaypek have been hiring new creatives to become a part of the new Star Wars universe, to create a better future for the Star Wars brand, and to evolve it as a franchise. Now, it's explained that currently Steven Spielberg is said to be a part of the new universe in several ways, thanks to George Lucas, and that Spielberg is getting ready to fix many issues within the franchise. Now, it's noted that Spielberg is currently working on a major retcon with creator George Lucas over the character of Rey Skywalker, who was introduced in the sequel trilogy. Now, it's noted that the retcon is set to introduce that Rey became so powerful at the very end of The Rise of Skywalker during her time on Tatooine, since Ben Solo's spirit is going to become a part of Rey forever in the new retcon for the ending of The Rise of Skywalker that will be introduced sometime next year in 2021. Essentially, both Ben and Rey are one. It's noted that Spielberg and George came up with this idea for this to be introduced into the new canon of Star Wars, and that Spielberg will be giving a major hand into developing this with Lucas for the time being, and that this plays a role into how Rey will become a legitimate Skywalker. Not just that, but also they are looking to retcon the story of Rey's father and who he really is. Now, in the novel, Rey's father was the son of Palpatine, but was a son as a clone by Palpatine. In case you guys did not know this, in the novelization, Palpatine's son, you do get a brief glimpse of him in the form of flashbacks. He's not a son like how you think he is, but he's a son as far as a clone of Palpatine, but through the gene splicing techniques, he is actually a son of Palpatine. Now, Spielberg is said to fix this with George Lucas by actually introducing that Palpatine had a legitimate son, not by cloning, but in the real way, with somebody that would actually make Palpatine as a family more authentic than explained in the novel. So, let me go over a couple of parts about this, because this really is a big deal. When we think about Star Wars, right, it really is all about family, and that's exactly what they want to do, even with the Palpatines. They want to make that family a little bit more authentic than just cloning, per se. So, with the character of Rey Skywalker, this major retcon of really having her become one with Ben Solo to combine Ben Solo's spirit with Rey's body, and kind of making that in a way of her being the legitimate Skywalker is actually quite interesting. I kind of like that idea. I'm not quite sure if a lot of the Star Wars fans will really accept that, but to me, it kind of does make a little bit more sense as to why she would consider herself Rey Skywalker at the very end of the movie, is because she is now one with Ben Solo, also a Skywalker. The other thing that really does, I think, complicate things a little bit further and could very well confuse fans is how they have this plan in place to actually retcon Rey's father, right? everything related to the character of Rey has always been on and off with Disney, right? And we've seen this common trend with Disney. You know, there's been a lot of changes on and off between The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker. So, this major change of having Palpatine's son being a legitimate son, like having a son with somebody, rather than just cloning and gene splicing and all that kind of thing, this seems like a more authentic route by Spielberg and even George Lucas to actually introduce this into the new Star Wars canon material. And to be quite honest, I really cannot wait to see exactly how it's going to be done next year in 2021, and so on and so forth throughout this entire decade of Star Wars. So with that being said, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again. No.